And she's gone. Well, nice talking to you, miss. Whoever your name was. Man. Everybody's just asking us to stay away from the tower. But yeah, since Inspector Chelmy is over there, I feel like we need to have a stern talking to. Oh, there's Matthew. Welcome back, Professor Layton. Please come in. Everyone is waiting. Thank you, Matthew. Is something troubling you, my good man? You seem ill at ease. Oh no, I'm fine, sir. Please make your way to the parlor. All right. If you're certain that nothing is the matter, we'll head upstairs. Okay. Ah, Mr. Layton. Thank you for arriving so promptly. Come, have a seat. Why have you called us here, Inspector Chelmy? Like you, I'm not the kind of man who beats around the bush, so I'll just come out with it. I'm on to you, Layton. It's clear as day. You are responsible for Simon's death. Are you suggesting I murdered Simon? Nonsense. Nice, Layton. I have to admire the way you keep cool under pressure. But of course, I would expect nothing less from a cold-blooded killer such as yourself. I don't suppose you've seen this before, eh? This vase was on display in the room in which Simon was found dead. All the forensic evidence I've gathered suspects that the killer struck Simon with this vase. Our killer was no professional. You see, he left his fingerprints all over the murder weapon. Fingerprints that match your own, Mr. Layton. Oh, that's the vase from the market, isn't it? You rotten murderer! If this vase is evidence, why did you just break it like it was nothing? So go on and give me an alibi. Layton, where were you when Simon was killed, eh? Come on, out with it. I was with Luke, investigating matters down in the village. Is that the best you can muster? It's clear the little brat is an accomplice to your crime. Admit it, Layton. You two wanted to keep the golden apple so badly that you considered conspired to murder Simon. You can't fool me, Layton, so cough it up and start talking. While I'm at it, I'll take the key to the tower you picked up too. It seems that you are intent on pinning this crime on me, Inspector. But if you are a true enforcer of the law, you'll acknowledge that I am not only the reasonable suspect, or not the only reasonable suspect. Any member of this household could have committed the crime. In fact, you can't even rule out the possibility that everyone here had a hand in the murder. Furthermore, are we even sure that a murder took place here? What kind of nonsense are you spouting now? Do you really think anyone here is fooled by your crackpot theories? Inspector Chelmy, I'm beginning to think the only person here with something to hide is you. That's absurd. This has nothing in the slightest to do with me.
No, Inspector, it has quite a bit to do with you.
Meaning?
Isn't it obvious?
If there is any criminal element involved in this case, then it is you, sir. What? That's absurd.
Hey, calm down.
What utter rubbish! You'll need more than some death charge to save your hide.
He really just did the Phoenix Wright pose. Yeah, no, that's his iconic pose too. Believe it or not, like, both Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton do the finger. I've heard you're quite the devoted husband, Inspector. I bet you take very good care of your wife, Amy. Luke and I found this article in the paper. Luke, what was the Inspector Chelmey's favorite food again? It was fresh sweet potato fritters. Hot, juicy roast beef. Oh, God. I need to get that again. I can only find those at M&M meat shops, and I think there was a location that opened in Toronto, but I don't think that lasted very long. A sandwich on buttered bread. That's also a thing that I have. A sandwich with, like, butter on both toast, with turkey, cheese, and sometimes spinach. And I just melt it. Oh, that's what I could do too. Like, alongside with turkey, I could make it as like a grilled cheese sandwich. Like a grilled cheese and turkey sandwich. That'd be so good. But it is the potato fritters. This article specifically states you love sweet potato fritters. And yet you raged at poor Matthew when he brought you sweets with tea. Why? And your point is? It just so happens that I have a fondness for Amy's sweet potato fritters. Is that so? Thank you, Inspector. This little conversation has made things quite clear. Please take a look at this. I believe you just called them Amy's sweet potato fritters, yes? I'd like everyone to look at this article. As you can all see, the article clearly states that Inspector Chelmey's wife is Amelie, not Amy. Do you mean to tell me you've forgotten your own wife's name? Out with it then. Who are you? And why have you been impersonating Inspector Chelmey? And why have you been running this investigation? But your sudden memory loss regarding your wife's name isn't the only suspicious thing about you. Try to recall the time around Simon's death. You said you received a report that prompted you to come to St. Mystere, but you forgot one thing. After Luke and I came to town, the drawbridge that is St. Mystere's sole entrance had its crank stolen. This effectively sealed the village. From that point on, no one could enter or leave the village. And do you recall just when this seclusion began? When did the drawbridge shut down? I think it had to have been during our search for Claudia, right? Because this would have been before he came in. Yeah, when we tried to search for the cat, that was before he came into the scene. And we never saw him came into the village. So I think it had to be this answer. Correct. The only route out to the village had been closed well before Simon's death was discovered. After that event, there was no way that anyone outside the village could enter. By the same token, there was no way to take things out to the village. particularly something as large as a corpse. So tell me, Inspector Chummy, when did you exactly first set foot in Saint Mystere? And furthermore, what did you do with Simon's remains? Ugh. While we're on the subject, I have one more nagging question that I haven't been able to figure out. How is it that you knew about the key to the tower we discovered? When we happened upon that key, there wasn't a soul in the area, save for Luke and myself. Furthermore, I have spoken of what we found here to no one. There's no one conceivable way you could have known about this key. Unless, of course, you were spying on us from the shadows when we picked it up. Now let me see if I got this all right. You posed as the inspector and used Simon's death as an excuse to enter Reinhold Manor. Since then, you've been waiting for the deal or the ideal time to strike and steal the golden apple from us. How am I doing so far? What's so funny? This is no laughing matter. I'm just astounded at how despicable I find you, Layton. But that's exactly why you're worthy of being my archenemy. Dun dun dun! I have always despised you, Layton. Okay, that just looks weird on the layout here. I'm sorry. We're just looking at his crotch. I thought I'd be able to crush you once and for all here in Saint Mystere. But that will have to wait since you saw through my disguise. You haven't caught on yet, but Saint Mystere hides a secret of epic proportions. When I imagine a dimwit like you trying to unravel the mystery, I just have to smile. My business here for the day has come to an end, so I'll be off for now. But listen closely, Layton. Never forget how close you came to being bested. One day, I, the great Don Paolo, will rain my vengeance down upon you. And on that fearful day, you will beg for an umbrella and a raincoat, perhaps even some galoshes. Gosh! And away he goes. Oh man, he must. I don't know if it's either like a new enemy in this series or maybe it's a long-time villain. Maybe. I guess he's gone. Do you know who that man was? Don Paolo is his name. I've heard stories of him. His grasp of the hard sciences was rumored to be unrivaled. The problem, as you might guess, was his personality. Though he was a genius, the man was evil. The man was evil. The science board banished him from working officially in his field ever again. Sneaking into Saint Mystere to steal the Reinhold fortune sounds like the kind of scheme he would hatch. He seems to hold quite a grudge against you, Professor. What did you do to cross him? I haven't the slightest idea, Luke. I'm pretty sure he's just jealous of him. Well, that aside, what was all that talk of a secret hidden in the village? What was he talking about? Oh, wait, he must have the key, too. I'm mystified by it myself. For the time being, though, let's focus on finding the golden apples, shall we? I say we follow our newest lead and head for that tower. Let's check that dead end from before, Luke. Damn, yeah. We finally found out who the culprit is. So now we just have to give chase. Oh, and we solved the case of Chelmy. He didn't actually visit the village after all. So we knew about that guy who actually is Chelmy before. I remember him in the Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton game. He was like around London before we entered that secret village. So, in truth, he didn't actually come here in the first place. It was someone in disguise to fool us. So then, whatever happened to Simon? Is he okay? I'm simply shocked. Shocked at this turn of events. Who could have guessed that we had an imposter in our midst? He had me completely fooled. But you saw right through him, Professor. I must say, I'm quite impressed with your cunning. I ask you now to put that brilliant mind of yours to work again and set out in search of the golden apple. It would be my pleasure, madam. By the way, are you feeling all right? You look a bit pale. I awoke this morning with memories of a peculiar dream I must have had last night. In it, my husband and I just had a brand new baby girl, and oh how everyone fawned over her. The next moment, suddenly I was in a park, walking hand in hand with my young daughter. With your daughter, you say? Now, why would I have a silly dream like that? These past few days have been quite draining. Professor Layton, I don't feel particularly well at the moment. I think I will go lie down for a bit. What's wrong with Lady Dahlia? She said she had a dream of walking the park with her young daughter. There's something quite curious about that dream. Oh, it's actually coming to fruition. Bachelorettes, yeah, you're just like something. Oh, she's actually looking a little bit squeamish. Maybe we gotta have a stern talking to about you too. I'd like to be left alone for a little while. I need some time to collect my thoughts. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing else we can do in... Oh wait, never mind. Guinness found something. Good boy. Who's a good boy? You cannot pet the dog in Professor Layton in the Curious Village. So I guess for now, we just head to the tower and give chase to Don Paolo. Man, when I saw that mask ripped off, I was like, ugh. Wait a minute, what's this? What's that on the ground? It looks like a scrap of notepaper. What's it say, Luke? Well, let's see here. It's just terrible. Lady Violet has an awful case of the flu and hasn't left her bed for days. I'm no doctor, so I can't think of any way to help her. Oh, what to do? What to do? Lady Violet. Oh, this journal must be talking about Baron Reinhold's first wife. My heart is heavy as I write these words. The loss of his wife has completely crushed the boss. If only there was something I could do to help. He walks around looking like he has the wind knocked out of him. And that's the end. Gosh, whoever wrote this must have cared an awful lot for the Baron and his family. Now we just have to find out who the doctor was that tried to help Violet before she passed away from sickness. He would be down this way. Let's see if I can talk to this card lady. Yep, I've got a new puzzle for you, dearie. I bet you're just dying to see it, aren't you? I'm sorry, madam, but right now we're in a terrible rush. Nyam. You can't fool this old gal. I've seen you strolling around shelving other people's puzzles. And now it's my turn. No, it's my turn. Have you been following us? Rolling a 3. Oh, it's a dice game. Okay. When you roll a die, the chances of rolling a 3 are 1 in 6. The chances of rolling a 3 twice in a row are 1 in 36. And the chances of rolling a 3 times in a row are a jaw-dropping 1 in 216. Let's assume you roll a die 3 times and get a 3 each time. Your chances of rolling a 3 on your next roll are 1 in how many? This would be like multiplication, wouldn't it? So like 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And then 36 plus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So then I do it again with 216. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The answer is 1,296 in 1.
Luke, here's my answer.
And I'm definitely wrong.
I suppose I thought...
Well, you know what? I will definitely like to try that again. I thought I did something correct there by just adding it each time. Let's assume you roll a die 3 times and get a 3 each time. Your chances of rolling a 3 on your next roll are 1 in how many? I thought I was doing that correctly. Unless I needed to add another one, like another 216 in there. Huh, okay. So the actual answer is 6. Okay. You know what? That actually makes sense because no matter what, for a single dice, it's 1 in 6 chance, no matter what. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you roll the same number. If you're only asking about the probability of rolling a 3 in one turn, the chances will always be 1 in 6. It's not like getting 4 3s in a row. Yeah, that's where I went wrong. I was adding up to a number, like a chance of getting 3s in like 4 times in a row. Not just get another 3 on my die, which is still 1 in 6 chance. Yeah, you're going to the tower, aren't you, dearie? How about I show you the way? Oh, I was under the impression that the villagers of St. Mystere hated going near the tower. Yeah. Oh yes, I don't want to go anywhere near that place myself. Though I suppose I can make an exception for a strapping man such as yourself. Oh yes. Professor, we should really keep moving. Oh, I thought she was gonna help us. I thought maybe we could try. It's a dead end, no two ways about it. Maybe there's another pathway to the tower hidden around here. I'd argue we've come to exactly the right spot, Luke. What do you mean by that? Look right there, Luke. There's a small indentation in the wall where one could place a small object. It's the keyhole. Quick, get your kingdom key out. So this must be... Yes, this curious indentation is no doubt the spot indicated in Baron Reinhold's note to Archibald. I'm willing to wager that if we put this in there and give it a turn... That wall literally just split itself open, Jesus. Wow! Just as I suspected. Alright, Luke, in we go.